Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they need right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Menkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! And it's a steal by Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open, three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run up the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. The Nashua North Titans and the Bedford Bulldogs here on the first Friday night in January 2024. The defending champs in Division 1 off to an unbeaten start, and fresh off an exhibition tournament victory as well in the Queen City Invitational. That was a championship round that went to Bedford by a final score of 97-47 over Manchester Memorial.
That's a lot of points, Nick.
On the other side, the Titans, considered on the short list of contenders yet again this season under head coach Steve Lane. They suffered their first defeat back on Tuesday, a loss against Merrimack by a final of 51-47. So the Titans looking to get back on the winning track, looking for a quote-unquote upset on the road here at the Doghouse, while Bedford looking to keep their undefeated start intact.
Well, I'll tell you what, Christmas break, kids get a little weird, things happen, they're resting. Bedford played so well in the Christmas tournament. Be interesting to see how they come out and play today. And with, like you said, the loss that the Titans had recently, how will they respond?
Those are the big questions. We're about to get the answers at the top of the hour. Starting lineups, National Anthem tip-off. Coming up next, you are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Back here in Bedford, the starting lineups being announced to this gathering crowd. We're close to a sellout here at Bedford High. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Let's go down to the floor now for the National Anthem. Well, there it is, a live rendition of the national anthem performed by the Bedford High Marching Band. A terrific job setting the scene for what should be a good one here tonight. All right, Justin, keys both ways. What do the Titans do to get an upset win, and what can Bedford do to stay unbeaten?
Well, I think the Titans themselves have to come up and demonstrate a level of intensity in the beginning of the game and not show that, when you play in somebody else's house, sometimes you tend to show up and you're not quite ready to play. It's Friday after the vacation. We had a week back of school. What can they do against Bedford's press? If Bedford decides to press, which I love, that's kind of what I'm looking for, Bedford to up the intensity and press and really demonstrate that they can take over the game early. And then, again, the whole layoff lack situation, we've had the Titans lose to Merrimack, which was very odd, and then Bedford just destroyed Memorial in the tournament. So let's just see what happens.
Bulldogs win the tip. It leads to a running layup there for Luke Soden, but off balance, couldn't connect. And now it's the Titans on their first trip here, left to right. Our officials, Gary Walsh, Tyler Hamill. Here's an offensive rebound for Jordan Pena. It's going to put the Titans on the board first, 2-0.
That's a
Pena,
rare miss.
5'10" senior. One of the few seniors on this squad. And that's got the North bench fired up here early. Bedford's second trip.
There's that level of intensity we talked about. The bench is trying to bring them into it, so if they can stay that way, they have to keep themselves in the game. Luke Soden's not going to miss that many layups.
There's Pena to the loose ball. Bounce pass across the lane trying to find Alizi Roy Cortez, who lost his footing. Great giveaway
pass.
here each way.
Great pass across the key. Bounce pass across the key.
Soden for three. Around the rim and out. The rebound to Cortez. And the Titans look to expand their 2-0 edge. Pull-up jump shot. It's Parth McGuani for two. That's a long two from straight away. He's a 6'2 junior, a 3-year starter, and the unquestioned leader of this team, according to Coach Lane.
Oh, Coach Lang spoke great things about him last time we saw them. And if he shoots well for the entirety of the game, Bedford could be in a little trouble.
Meanwhile, a foul inside is called that will send Luke Soden to the free throw line. It's going to go against the Titans big man, Robinson Rodriguez, the 6'5 junior, came down with basketball.
I didn't see that. Maybe his teammate fouled him. I didn't see a foul there. That was all ball.
Oh. So Soden to the free throw line is going to put Bedford on the board.
That's a tough one. Big man cannot get in foul trouble, right? We know that, and we can't. If coach doesn't sub as much, what we talked about in the beginning, and you play 7 guys, maybe 8 against Bedford, you have to.
2 for 2 trip. 4-2. McGuani against the press, goes to the tin and scores with the left hand.
That's a rare breakdown on the Bedford press. Easy basket.
Soden lobs it inside. A good catch by Spencer Henryshawn. Back out here to Austin Kazajanski, a slashing move that won't pay off.
Could have got called for a foul. Big man almost got a body foul.
Does avoid the whistle. 6'2 Titans, 2 minutes in. Fade away. Cortez can't find the touch. Rebound, outlet, knocked away at midcourt and stolen. And then the pass dropped along the sideline by McGuani, who admits guilt, and the ball given back to the Bulldogs.
Great steal, though. You got to bring the ball down. Take your time. You got all kinds of time, right? No clock, no shot clock. Get the ball to the front court.
A couple of turnovers each way here. And the result, a 6-2 North lead. Titans in a man-to-man.
North does have some quickness. Their guards are very quick.
Meanwhile, Pena is called for the foul at the top of the key, a reach-in. That's the second team foul, and the first against the senior.
And we know if they get to 5, then Bedford already is shooting free throws, so that's 2 fouls early.
Into the corner for Soden. Looks inside. Kazajanski was stripped. Body's on the floor, and now a jump ball is called.
That's the intensity right there. Get on the floor, get after it. There was 2 guys down on the floor. So already we can see that Nashua North is playing with a little bit of fire, right? A little bit of fire early.
Well,
There's that press.
I'm sure Tuesday night's loss did not sit well with this group of veterans.
Here's the 2-2-1 full court press. Middle could be open. You just have to look. Middle and sideline. There's that cross court sideline.
They're going to skip it.
Oh,
leads to a Cortez layup attempt. No good despite contact we play on.
Yeah, that was a foul.
Here's O'Donnell trying to get McGlani out of position.
Now, very similar play, right? Foul down here, but not called down there.
Got it midair. And you can see Coach Lane upset at the lack of the whistle on the other end. So O'Donnell to the line. It's Brady O'Connell, 6'1" junior. And that free throw is in and out. He's one of Bedford's playmakers.
They don't miss too many free throws, Nick. They really don't. I mean, we've seen them early in the year, they struggled, but, as they go along, they shoot really well from the free throw line most of the time.
They go 0 for 2 here. The board to Rodriguez, his second. Titans, the 6-2 lead. Rodriguez down the lane, and a foul is called. And the big man will head to the free throw line. It's the first foul against Bedford. And it goes against Brady O'Connell. I'm going to call him from behind there with a reach. Got a piece of the wrist.
That was a good call.
So Rodriguez to the line. Another multi-year player at the varsity level for Coach Lane. Not a lot of seniors, but a lot of experience for a team that went to 2 semifinals in a row, 21 and 22.
Absolutely. So the environment doesn't scare them here today, I don't think. I mean, it's not, the crowd isn't as big as it normally is here at Bedford, but, guys are still kind of getting back into the groove, I think, of school.
And the North fans that made the trip up from Nashua, they've been loud here early supporting the visitors.
Yeah, quite a few down there on the baseline.
Inside out, leads to a 3 for Nico Bedoyan. The 5'9" junior able to spot up in the corner to bring Bedford within 2. Here's the press. They look for McGlani in the middle. He goes to the rim, can't bank it home, and a big muscle rebound there for Henderson.
Got bumped again.
Three-pointer, Soden. One goes off the rim twice. Knocked a third time off the iron before McGlani is able to secure.
It's a good rebound,
And North will walk it into the front court. Midway through, first quarter. The Titans playing with the lead here.
And Bedford in a 2-3 zone.
Coach Moreno up and down that Bulldog sideline. Trying to guide the defense. Cortez, a baseline fade, too strong. Rodriguez keeps it alive. McGlani for 3. He's got 7 early, showing the range there, the 3-year starter. He's got North out in front 10-5.
Confidence, that's who you look for in the zone. If you can find him open shots, he's a good shooter.
Good pass there.
Great pass.
Bedoyan to Henderson. Center gets his first bucket. The hot hand, McGlani going to give it up. North going to take a collective breath here with 3.5 to go. Wide open back door.
Great pass, good cut.
Easy layup for Adrian Lazo, his first 2.
Lack of communication on that backside of the zone. And they kind of looked like they were thinking about going man. I think he's trying to switch defenses, which I love if you can do it.
We got a foul here.
Don't bail him out. Can't
It's going to come against Roy Cortez. Got a piece of the wrist there. That's going to be his first. And already 4 team fouls against the Titans here.
Yeah, this is that new rule. Next time we're shooting free throws.
Right.
2 shots. No more 1-and-1, fans. No more 1-and-1.
Titans going to go into a zone here for the first time. Bedoyan lost his balance and traveled.
Good call. I think the officials are trying to stress some of this weird footwork we have going on. A lot of travel calls lately. Heck, that Trinity game, we saw more travel calls than I've ever seen, I think, in a game, in a high school game.
I think it may be a point of emphasis among the officials.
Yeah, that's a great call, I think.
Bedford in a man-to-man here. Pena, 2-man game, going to go middle. Lazo calls for it in the corner. Inside of 3 minutes, first quarter.
Find the hot hand. Who's the hot hand right now? Get him open right here. Get him open.
It's McGlani.
Good shots.
Good switch by Bedford. Now down the lane, the first reserve in the game is going to score the bucket.
Jones,
It's Tristan Jones, a 6-foot sophomore, fearless on his take there.
Good left-handed move, dribble to the basket.
Lazo gets a piece of the pass, and it's last touch by Bedford.
Ooh, wow.
So another Bulldog turnover, their 4th here early on. So the Titans doubling up the Bulldogs on the scoreboard, 14-7.
An unusual early lead for a team here at Bedford, against Bedford at home. You don't see that very often. That's going to give them some confidence going into the second quarter.
We got a moving screen here.
Did.
They got Jones, I believe, wasn't quite set upon the screen, so the ball goes back to Bedford. And Coach Lane continuing to work the officials, having a conversation with Tyler Hamill.
It's not going his way right now. It's 5-1. It's not going his way.
No.
And that foul wouldn't put him at the free throw line because it was
There's
offensive
Bedoyan,
foul.
a good step through, and he's going to draw the contact near the rim.
That's going to put him at the free throw line.
It's team foul number 6 against North. So Bedoyan heads to the line for the first time. As you can see there, a pretty good crossover. Here's another kid who got time at the varsity level a couple of years ago as a freshman.
That is unusual now that we think about that, though. Even though that foul occurred on a screen, an offensive foul situation, that still gave them their 5th foul.
Yep.
So in any other situation, if it's a 1-and-1 in the past, they're still shooting a 1-and-1 on that foul.
Not on an offensive
on
foul.
that foul right there, they wouldn't be shooting because they considered a 5th foul. I don't know what they're going to do with that rule. I would assume.
I believe the rule remains the
situation.
same in that regard. It's only going to send a team to the line if it's on the defensive end or if it's a loose ball foul.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess because it was an illegal screen situation, but they go to the 5th foul.
All right, so here is Cortez after that 2-for-2 trip by Bedoyan. He's met by Bedoyan at midcourt.
And you're coming way out, picking up your point guard way out like that.
Luke Peters has checked in for North for the first time.
Good pump fake.
Maglani for 3. Side iron miss, skying rebound for Soden. Sends it up the floor for O'Connell.
Wide open. Got to get back, right? The shooter on that one's got to get back.
Bedford within 3. Coming up on 90 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. The Titans have played with the lead the entire way. Back door.
Great cut, great pass.
That's Peter Donovan, 6'5" senior coming off the bench. Able to finish from close range to extend the North lead to 5. Thomas Braga, his first touch for Bedford. Left his feet, nearly lost it. Soden bails him out in the corner. Pull-up banker is good.
Love the glass, baby. Love the glass.
His first field goal.
You're not going to keep him down. He's the second or first leading scorer in the state right now.
One of the more explosive players statewide. Meanwhile, a foul is called here.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought he called
against
timeout.
Bedoyan.
Oh, wow.
Going to say he reached in over the top there to commit the second Bedford foul.
5-2, 7 fouls early. First quarter, we got 7 fouls between the two teams. Aggressive. It's an aggressive situation. I think both teams are fired up.
Here's Peters, bodied up by Braga. And this one is picked off. It's Dylan Soden to the rim. Easy 2 there, and now a
warning.
Yep. One of the Bedford players touched the ball after it went in.
Leave the ball alone. I'll tell you what, Bedford's man, much better right now than their zone has been. Much more intense, getting steals, turnovers. Right there's another one.
There's a tip pass that's got Coach Moreno clapping his hands.
Yeah, their man right now is better than their zone. It just gives you have to play a little harder, right? You have to get up on your man, and that's what they're trying to do. I think it raises the level of intensity as well.
Final 30 seconds. Escaping free is Cortez, who banks it home.
Great play.
The assist there from Maglani, the inbounder. Meanwhile, O'Connell up and under. No, this one tipped out, and Cortez has it for North.
Maybe last shot.
Down to 15 seconds. And Coach Lane raises his left hand and says one shot here.
Love it. Last shot. Get down to 10 right now and go. Got to go.
Here's the pick and roll.
Got to go.
Cortez looking to prod. Spins. Gives up the dribble. Fires up a wild shot. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
That's not the shot you want, Nick, at the end of the quarter when you wait for the last shot.
However, North will take it. A 3-point lead after 8 minutes. 18-15 here on the road in Bedford. The defending champs look to respond when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter. Bedford in the unusual spot of trailing the undefeated Bulldogs on the wrong side of this 18-15 score as we begin the second. Three-pointer off target from O'Connell. Rodriguez, his fourth rebound here early for the Titans. North has never trailed tonight, coming off a 4-point loss at Merrimack back on Tuesday, their first defeat of the season. This one is turned over.
That's a tough pass to your big man inside.
Extra feed sets up the shooter, Brogdon, who's going to tie the game. Able to spot up in the corner. That's Braga, not Brogdon.
Another turnover.
4 each way by my count. And now North looks to retake the lead here. Bedford going to stick to that man-to-man, which was the look the majority of the way through that first quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Maglani stays hot.
That's another catch and shoot. Great catch and shoot.
He's the first to double figures with 10. It's his second from downtown, and the lead is back to North at 21-18.
North in a 2-3 zone as well. You got too many shooters for Bedford. Look at that. Wide open. You got to get a hand up, hand down, man down.
And
Looks
so
like Mark Jackson.
Able to make him pay. He's got 7 to lead the Bulldogs. Here's a jump shot off the side iron. Wide open there was Gavin Terrio. O'Connell the other way. Stops in the lane, sets up Soden, left his feet, little give and go. Left-hand finish, and the foul.
That's another foul for the big fella. He's got 2 early. Great move to the basket with the left hand.
So Soden, back-to-back field goals, and now a chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way, as Bedford takes their first lead at 23-21.
That's just, we went back a little bit earlier, too. They tried to throw the ball into the post. And that's sort of becoming a lost art, believe it or not. How do you throw the ball into the post? Well, if you have a big man, right, the big man should have his hand up if he's bigger than the player behind him, right? If you're a smaller man, you want to keep the ball hand down low, you throw a bounce pass. So you got to figure out, how do we enter the ball into the post? And we don't practice it much because there's no more post players.
A changing game for sure, and that is a more difficult pass than people realize.
Oh, it is, and you have to practice it. The ball used to start in, right? When we played, when I was young, I'm way older than you. So when I was young, the ball always went inside first. Right. Then it went out. So we always worked the inside out. Now it's outside in.
Meanwhile, Braga causing trouble at the top of the zone. Maglani lost it off his leg, but a reach-in foul is going to be called against O'Connell, and that'll be his second.
And that was really intense, really good pressure defense, but you just can't reach. They call it every time, right? They reach. And I want to see a good out-of-bounds play. I want to see an attempt to score against a man on the out-of-bounds. You know how I feel about that. Yep, wide open. You're right. You called. He was wide open down underneath.
Instead, North will take it out. They trail by 3, 2 minutes in, second quarter. Maglani for 3, this one from deep. It's loose in the corner, and Lazo with a good effort is going to keep it at this end.
Great save. You give him a rebound for that. That's a great save.
Able to spike it off of Soden in the corner.
Spike ball. All right, now if they screen someone, right? They didn't screen anybody last time. Guys are going to be open.
Instead, this one picked off. Soden up ahead for O'Connell, able to spin and score. You're going to call a goaltend here against Bedford. So offensive interference.
I didn't think Bedford grabbed the net. I thought the defender grabbed the net. Let's take another look.
Bulldog fans upset. As we see there, it was Lazo.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Titans are going to catch a break here, and it's going to stay 24-21.
We can't get replay in high school yet.
Cortez, a fade, back iron miss. Soden tried to tip it ahead, never quite had it. Maglani catching fire. That 3 is no good. Follows his own miss. Tries to pull it in down by the sneakers. Cortez make that Pena pull-up jumper for 2.
Good shot, Pena. Confident move, right into the paint, pull-up.
He's got his second field goal.
I like the effort, though. Offensive rebounds, I like that. The effort's there.
Soden gets to the hole.
He's going to get his. You're not going to stop him. You just have to try and contain him if you can.
Now we got a timeout here by Nashua North. 3-point game. Bedford out in front, 26-23. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Bedford, the defending D1 champ, undefeated so far. Trailed that entire first quarter. Nashua North looking to rebound from their lone defeat of the season. It came back on Tuesday night against Merrimack.
Right now, nice shot. They're a little small right now. They're going small ball.
Cortez with the fadeaway. His second field goal brings North within 1.
Their guards are quick. They're fearless. They attack the basket.
Speaking of attacking the basket, that's the first field goal for Austin Kazajanski, the senior. Got the step and gets the layup off the window for his first 2. Meanwhile, Lazo for 3 is going to cash in from straight away.
Caught him off. Hey, wasn't quite ready on defense. Didn't have his hand up. Didn't really think he was going to shoot it. So, again, got to get a hand up. You got to consider everyone a shooter now.
We're tied. This one whipped to the corner. Logan O'Connell is ready, but the sophomore misfires with a line drive 3. The rebound goes to Nashua North's Zion Melendez. 3-pointer. That one off target. A good look for Lazo. Bedoyan the other way. Lobs it for Henrishon, who just missed, but he's fouled.
Good foul. Grabbed the left arm. I thought he should have made the basket, but a good foul in this case. Foul start over.
Yes.
Now we're 2-1.
Yes.
That's still weird to me. I still have to get used to that. That's kind of weird.
I'm in the same boat.
I keep thinking it's going to be 1-1. And right now, weirdly, as this is going, Bedford not shooting free throws as well as they normally do. They're better players. They're starters, shoot free throws pretty well. Big fella here is a starter, not quite shooting as well as.
They're collectively 5 of 8, now 5 of 9 as that one misses.
You kind of know who to foul at this point as well. If I'm Nashua North, I'm paying attention to that. Who do I foul in the end if I have to?
Pena to the rim, missed. Henrishon long outlet, and look out as Kazajanski flushes it with 2 hands.
I hope he's a high jumper on the track team.
We know he can soar, and he put the leaping ability on display there. That played well with the student section.
He gets up off one leg. Look at that. I don't think the Nashua expected that to happen. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Cortez, 2 big steps and then an over-the-shoulder layup. He's played well in this first half. He's got 6. Back and forth we go, tied at 30. Bedoyan loses it in the lane.
Got to be smart. Stay on your feet. Make your passes on your feet. Don't leave the ground.
Half a dozen turnovers in this first half for Bedford. Coming up on 3 minutes to go until halftime. North looking to retake the lead.
And now you don't over-dribble either. You don't want to over-dribble if you're Nashua North.
Meanwhile, Coach Lane directing traffic at the head of the North bench.
We have a clear-out situation almost. We got a 1-on-1 clear-out situation.
Pena going to pull up. That's a long 2, and he knocks it down.
Now, I'm almost thinking nowadays, too, that's a good shot, but you got to take that extra half step back and get that 3.
They'll take the 2. It gives them a 2-point edge. Kazajanski wants to reclaim the lead for Bedford,
he better
and
be
he
careful.
will.
He better be careful, though. He's talking. He's getting in people's ear. That's going to get him in trouble.
Nearly came up with a steal along the sideline. Kazajanski has caught fire here, 7 points all in this second quarter.
Yeah, he was not involved in the offensive scheme early in the first quarter, kind of waiting for him. He likes to go to the basket. When he gets it, he just goes full speed and goes right to the basket. So the dunk, I think, sort of spirited him a little bit, because he doesn't shoot a lot of threes. but he was wide open. Again, what's the theory? Everybody's a shooter. Everybody. There's not one guy on the floor, with the exception of maybe Bedford's big man, Spencer Henrishon.
Everyone loves the three, for sure.
But he's probably the only one from Bedford that I would go, he's probably not going to shoot a three right now.
He may. You never know.
If he does. I saw those free throws. I don't know. I don't know if you want him to shoot a three. I don't want everyone to shoot a three.
No.
Everybody does want to shoot a three, but I know as a coach, I'm going, no, I don't. You want your shooters to shoot. Rebounders rebound, and assist men, they drive old cars.
There you go.
That's how it works.
Well, it's been a fun game so far in this first half. 2:31 remaining.
I'm losing it, Nick.
North led by as many as 7 in that first quarter. Bedford took their first lead early in this second quarter.
Yeah.
And now officially a 1-point difference on the board at 33-32 Bulldogs.
Yeah, it just feels close. The whole Nashua's playing tough.
Bedford back to his zone here. Coach Moreno continuing to switch up the defensive looks. Three-pointer. Side iron miss for Cortez. Kazajanski hauls it in for Bedford.
That was almost looked like a 3-2 zone if he's really switching defenses.
That's a good pull-up. Bedoyan, he's played well.
Tough shot. It's a better
7
game
points
for
for the junior.
Yeah, this is better. He's playing better in this game than I saw early. I think he sort of found his rhythm. Now we're back to a 2-3 zone again. That middle's wide open. If you can find the middle, then you can attack.
Inside of 2 minutes here until halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at this first half. Stats, highlights, and analysis. That's a good floater. Cortez stays hot. He's got 8 for North. Backdoor, Soden hesitates, misses. The tip, no. Third try is going to send him to the free throw line.
He's padding his rebounding stats. I know he can score, so he's trying to get that rebounding stat.
He's got 4 boards by my count in this first half.
He got hit a couple times.
Foul there is going to go against Donovan, his first. And the third team foul here against the Titans.
So when does Nashua decide to put Rodriguez back in to rebound for this, to kind of prevent some of this easy baskets here?
We may not see him before the end of the first half, I would expect.
He's got 2, but I mean, almost if you start to get behind by a few, more than say this than 3. If you get behind maybe by 6 or 7, I might be tempted to put him back in. Just say, listen, just get your hands up. Don't try and swing at shots. Just be big.
We'll see if the Titans can get to halftime. They trail by 3. And now foul is going to come against Bedford.
They can stay close. They got to be happy about that. You've got to stay close with Bedford for the entirety of the game if you want to have a chance to win.
First against Kazajanski.
Almost got the screen on the out-of-bounds play for the corner.
Good hands by the defender. O'Connell is going to come up with a steal. Whips the pass across the lane, and there's Soden to put it home.
A good pass.
It's the 5th turnover for Nashua North. And I believe they're first of this second quarter. They've taken pretty good care of the ball. Final minute, first half. And the largest lead for Bedford on the board at 39-34.
A little disjointed on offense right now.
McGlani to the hole, count it, and the foul.
Good play. Didn't quite get there in time for help, so that was a good drive, late rotation for Bedford. So
strong take there for the junior. He leads everybody with 12. The foul coming on the help defender, Bedoyan.
Got to get the sub in because the shooter has only got 1 shot. Why does the sub not? That's interesting. Okay, probably another rule.
Coming in for the shooter.
Don't take the shooter out.
McGlani's going to get a quick rest here. It'll be his first break of this first half.
Not taking the shooter out. If I can avoid it, I'm not taking the shooter out.
Alex Landry going to get his first action. The 6-foot junior.
He's got 35 seconds left. Does he have for the quarter? I mean, he had 3 minutes left. Maybe give him a rest, but.
All right, Bedford might be thinking last shot here, even though there's still 25 seconds remaining.
And that's okay. Oh, almost got away with a travel.
North is in a 2-3 zone. Bulldogs going to space it out. Coach Moreno is at midcourt directing traffic.
Just stay home. Get your hands up. Right? Last shot. Maybe not.
Down to 10 seconds. O'Connell tried to go to the hole. Lost it. Numbers for North. There's Lazo at the rim.
Great pass.
And now Kazajanski is called for stepping out of bounds with just under 2 seconds remaining. So back-to-back turnovers for Bedford.
High score.
North with a mini 5-0 run to tie the game. They look for the lead from midcourt. Cortez hits the rim, but cannot score the three. So that will do it for the first half. Nashua North, after suffering their lone loss back on Tuesday against Merrimack, they come out swinging here on the road. They built up a 7-point lead at one point in that first quarter, and they're okay with a 39-39 tie at halftime.
You know, I got a little concerned because North is starting to get a little bit behind. They had a couple turnovers. And again, if you don't stay close to Bedford for the entirety of the game, they pull ahead. And once they pull ahead, their momentum shifts, and they play better when they're ahead. They're a team that plays better when they're ahead, and they're really hard to try and come back on when you're down by 8, 9, 10 points. So that's a great half for Nashua North. Great half.
Yeah. Coming up at halftime, a look back at that first half. Stats, highlights, analysis, a Friday night scoreboard watch as well. All on the way. We've got a good one brewing here in Bedford. 39 apiece between the Bulldogs and Titans. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
All right, welcome back here at halftime. We've got a game on our hands. 39-39, Bedford and Nashua North tied as we get set for the start of the third quarter. Nick and Astis, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. North apparently fired up after suffering their first and only loss of the season back on Tuesday night against Merrimack. Came out swinging tonight on the road at the defending champs gym. Built up at one point a 7-point lead in that first half. They were led by the hot shooting of junior Parth Maglani, who has a team high 12 points. Bedford made a move early in the second quarter, erased the Titan deficit, and took their first lead about midway through that second quarter. They were led by Luke Soden as usual. He's getting his numbers. Unofficially, let's see, 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 12, 14, a game high 16 for the senior.
A quiet 16 though, right?
North
for him,
that,
quiet 16.
If you can get 16 and a half
Yeah,
quietly, I suppose that would be the way to do it.
I didn't feel like he got 16. I felt like, he's going to get his points. We know that.
Right.
But to me, that wasn't it felt a little bit different because Bedford usually it's not this. We haven't seen them this close. They haven't really had a close game yet. Right. So.
Well, North, after falling down by 5 in the final minute, they rattle off 5 straight just before the halftime horn to tie the game at 39. So anybody's guess on what's in store here for the second half.
Well, North did that without their big fella. He sat for the entirety of the second quarter and part of the first quarter. So now you bring him back in. Game might change a little bit. Defensively, I think it will change for the Titans. I think now you have a guy in the back. Bedford may not be able to attack the basket quite as easily if he stays out of foul trouble, right? So my only concern now is you're tied with the best team in the state. Right now I think Bedford's the best team in the state. Overall, they're top 6, 7 guys, best overall team in the state. Pinkerton, very close so far that we've seen. But can North sort of maintain that level of intensity and not turn the ball over? Because I think I have them with 6 turnovers. Can they not turn the ball over, and can they keep everybody else sort of contained? If Soden gets 30, okay, but you got to keep everybody else on lockdown if you can.
All right. Third quarter set to begin here. Bedford going to return to the starting 5 of Luke Soden, Kazajansky, Bedoyan, Brady O'Connell, and Henrishon in the middle. North will bring back their starting center, Robinson Rodriguez, who, as you mentioned, played limited minutes due to the 2 fouls. Did manage to pull in 4 rebounds.
Yeah, he got 1 point and 4 rebounds for him, and he usually gets baskets. He does. He can score.
Cortez, Maglani, Pena, and Lazo round out the 5 for Coach Lane. North with the basketball. The team switch ends. An interior pass is deflected, collected by Rodriguez, and there's number 3.
And that was a flop. I'm sorry he didn't hit him that hard, but that's how you get the quick 3, right? You're trying to get him 3. You watch. We can watch in the Wizard with the replays. You got to watch out for that flop situation. He kind of didn't hit him that hard. You can watch on the replay.
Get another look here at that tip pass, which led to the Rodriguez foul. Meanwhile, a block here on the other end for Rodriguez. It's last touched by Bedford. And the ball goes back to the Titans on a good defensive play there by the junior.
Very good play. But he's got 3 fouls, so he has to be very careful now.
Full court press by the Bulldogs.
Love the press. Love it.
Titans handled it pretty well in that first quarter, first half. Skip pass, Cortez on the receiving end, and that one deflected and stolen. Bedoyan examines his options, finds a man in the corner. It's Kazajansky. That 3 is in and out. And Lazo has the board for North.
That time, press on a made shot. I do like their press. I mean, Nashua has handled it well.
There's a deep 3. That one in and out for Pena.
He backed off.
Soden the rebound. His 5th. It's going to lead to a tough shot there for Kazajansky.
Caught that in the air.
He's got 9. And another quick one.
Man.
Maglani is going to find the answer. That's a long 2 to tie the game at 41.
That's a smooth pull-up jumper. Good pump fake. One dribble. Nice pull-up.
He's got a team high, 14. Bedford goes inside. Soden turns and shoots and misses.
Yeah, Lucky stuck his hand in there. I thought they were going to call another foul. You just got to keep your hands up at this point.
Rodriguez for three. In and out. Soden rebound number 6.
Rodriguez just wants to score.
O'Connell, little fade on the baseline. He's got the touch.
Tough shot.
His second field goal doubles his point total from 2 to 4. Meanwhile, Cortez with a runner. Can't get it. Henrishon, long outlet pass. Soden trying to keep it alive, but stepped out of bounds. Well, if there's one thing Coach Moreno may be concerned about here is the 9 turnovers now.
Yeah,
that was giveaway number 9.
That's big. When you're a team that's as good as they are, those are the way you lose those games. Even if you're better than the team you're playing, turnovers will cost you.
Henrishon the steal, another long outlet. Soden thought about it, finds the trailer, Bedoyan, who steps into a wing 3 but can't connect.
And
McLaughlin's got the weak side board.
I now have 9 turnovers both ways, too. So, I mean,
Yep.
They're both turning the ball over maybe more than the coaches want. If you're trying to run, you're going to get a lot of turnovers.
McLaughlin, a pick and pop for 3.
That's, you got to get a hand up, no matter what. And he did have kind of a hand up. You just got to get it right in his face, and you got to go out, and you got to make him attack the basket.
That one from deep is 3rd from downtown. 17 now for the junior. Meanwhile, a foul at the other end will send Brady O'Connell to the free throw line.
Got to move your feet. Can't just bump him like that off the shot. That's a good take. Brady's smart. He's a smart player. Good leader.
Second foul on North in the first against Adrian Lazo. We know about O'Connell. Came back from a knee injury late last season, playing without the brace here in his junior year.
That's tough. That's a tough kid.
His younger brother saw limited minutes in that first half off the bench. And, of course, his older cousin was a force last year on their way to the championship run.
Yes, he was. Comes to some of these games, right? I think he's at a prep school right now. Is that where he is right now?
Yeah, we saw him on the road against Central in the season opener. Meanwhile, Braga just checked in, had a chance at the second chance bucket, but misfires and now collects a foul along the sideline.
I like Braga too. I thought maybe he was still a junior was a junior for some reason. I like him.
And he's a senior now. Played very well down the stretch last March.
Oh man, he was great in the playoffs.
Came off the bench and really contributed in the tournament. We're tied at 44. 3 minutes in, third quarter. North wants to lead back. They go inside. It's Lazo. One dribble and then floats it out of bounds, trying to find Cortez in the corner.
There's where that post move comes in handy, right? If you have a good post move inside, it's a turn, fake, up and under. Give me something, right? Work on your post moves. I think guards should be able to post up just as well as a big guy. Forwards, everybody should be able to post up. 2-3 zone for Nashua.
Both teams have continued to mix up the defensive looks.
Yeah, I like when Coach Moreno switches defenses frequently. I enjoy that. I think that's such a good strategy.
Fade away. Can't get the roll. Rodriguez, the rebound. The outlet to Cortez. Wants to go one-on-one. Spin move. Finds McLaughlin in the corner, who's fouled on the three-point shot.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. And, Bedoyan is not happy about it. He knows he got him, but you just don't want to foul on the 3. Especially him.
The defender leaves his feet and got a piece of the follow-through. So McLaughlin heads to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Your coach's nightmare, the 3-shot free throw.
Yep. McLaughlin misses that one.
You notice everybody rarely makes 3, though, of the free throws? It's usually everybody sort of misses 1. Making 3 in a row when you got a crowd like this in a game is a little tough sometimes.
Just the second time a North player has gone to the line. They shot 1 free throw in that first half. McLaughlin puts his team back out in front for the moment, 45-44, with 1 more to go. Couple of dribbles, this one on the way and in.
Confidence on that second one. The first one, you're thinking, I got to shoot 3 of these puppies?
He's come alive here again in this third quarter with 7 of his 19.
And again, a rare third quarter lead for the opposition here at Bedford.
Yeah. Bedford, of course, ran the table a year ago and undefeated on their way to the Division I championship. Quick shot the other way. No, and then a foul over the top is going to come against Pena.
That is frustration on the 15-foot pull-up miss, which was a bad shot. But he didn't have any rebounders in that end either. It was him one on three, one on four in that case. Yeah, one creep down the corner, but he was just 1 on 4.
Midway through, third quarter. 2-point lead for North. Titans fall back at a 2-3. Bedford taking their time on the diagnosis. Coach Moreno watching with his arms crossed.
I'm putting the big fella, Bedford, Hendershot, in the middle. Hendershot, my fault. Maybe see if you can get him in the middle and then kick the ball out for a 3.
High post, there's nobody there.
Yeah, there he
Braga
is.
going to flash, turn, and it's blocked.
Good block by the big fella.
His second rejection, and now a foul is called against Rodriguez.
No, that should be on. No,
that's
that
number
have been
4.
On 24 with a reach. He called that on 1?
I believe so. Yes, sir. That is number 4.
Take a look.
And the team's 4th, so Rodriguez is going to have to sit here. The official, Gary Walsh, veteran referee, says the push occurred on the pass. So Rodriguez goes to the bench. We get another look at his 6'5" senior replacement, Peter Donovan, who played well in limited minutes back in the first half. Meanwhile, they're saying it was a shooting foul.
Well, there's only four fouls, and that wasn't he didn't shoot that. That was on the pass. Didn't you call that on the pass as well?
I believe it was on.
If the Wizard plays that again, maybe we can see if that was a pass or a shot.
Well,
might have been a shot.
I think Coach Lane is wondering the same here.
Yeah, I think he thought it was on a pass as well. He didn't really get a shot off.
O'Connell will shoot 2, and he connects on the first. So O'Connell now with 5 points. Coach Moreno going to go back to the bench and bring back Dylan Soden, who played limited minutes in the first half. Henry Shaw going to slap some 5s over there at the Bedford bench. O'Connell goes 2 for 2. And we're tied again at 46.
This is what you want if you're Nashua. You got to stay close. If you can get a lead that's bigger than 5, then maybe you slow the game down a little bit and try and get easy shots, get layups.
To the rim, up and under, lost it.
That hit.
Pena wanted the foul, won't get it. Meanwhile, Kazajanski lost the dribble. Trying to recover, he does. He finds the trailer, Dylan Soden. Over the shoulder, no, but there's Kazajanski with the follow. Kazajanski in double figures now with 11. And meanwhile, on a quick move, Maglani is going to draw the whistle.
Shoot a couple more free throws for him.
He's going to go back to the line where he went 2 for 3 a moment ago. This game has been played with some pace. North, they've led by as many as 7 in the first quarter. Bedford's largest lead of 5 came just before halftime. We were tied at 39 at the break, and we've been back and forth ever since. Now with 3 minutes remaining here in this third quarter.
Some minor heckling going on from the stands. One of our officials is not too happy about that. Just minor heckling so
Both
far.
schools well represented here in Bedford. Of course, the Bulldogs student section, they're all in blue tonight behind the baseline.
That's an impressive group. When you look over there, that is a vision.
Yep.
A sea of blue, if you will.
Yeah, they always have the color coordination going on. And North, they're well represented on the road here as well. Tied at 48. Kazajanski, skip pass, it's tipped. Recovered by Soden. Leaves it for his brother in the lane. Kicks to Kazajanski. Extra pass denied. Spin move leads to a foul. Well, North a couple of times close to the steal there, but in the end,
a lot of almost.
It'll be the 15 foul.
Yeah, a lot of almost. Now we're shooting free throws for the last two. We got 238 now, free throws for Bedford.
So Kazajanski to the line for the first time tonight. No problem there. Austin Kazajanski. That time as a sophomore at the varsity level. Became a full-time starter a year ago. He's battled some injuries here and there. He's off to a good start in his senior campaign. This one is no good, but it goes off the foot of Tristan Jones and out of bounds. The sophomore never quite had it.
You don't want to see that.
2.5 remaining. Bedford nursing a 1-point lead. Braga inside the left-hand finish.
That's a great cut and a great find.
Soden with the assist. Braga his second field goal. He's got 5 off the bench. Bedford's lead is 3. Bulldogs back to an aggressive man-to-man. There's the sophomore. Jump shot there, won't go for Jones. Soden sends it the length of the floor for Kazajansky, who's going to score it.
Might have got away with a little travel. I'm surprised they didn't call that. Feet look like they slid a little bit. Great outlet, though. Way to get down the floor.
Coach Lane is going to call for time. It's a full timeout with just under 2 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Bedford matches their largest lead at 53-48. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. A fun one tonight. The first Friday night in January. Bedford's trying to stay undefeated, while North looking to rebound from their lone loss back on Tuesday against Merrimack. And if the Titans can leave the gym with a win, it would be the first Bedford loss since the 2021 campaign.
Well, this is what we talked about, though. When Bedford gets a lead, and right now it's 5, like ties their biggest lead that they've had, and they're tough to come back on because of how they just extend the lead. They play, they're more, see, there's another turnover. They get more excited.
Bulldogs give it right back, though. Coach Lane going to twirl his right hand, calling for some motion here.
Got to set some screens, got to move around, make sure you cut.
Lazo traveled on the catch.
That's 12 turnovers for them so far. I mean, I know they just turned it over and got one back, so you kind of like, you want to, that's a wash, but that's still a turnover.
They got 12 giveaways for the Titans, 10 for the Bulldogs.
And now you're down by 5 with 12 turnovers, and the turnovers start to mean more at this point.
O'Connell to the rim, couldn't get it with the left hand. Lazo the board, his 5th. He's been the high man on the glass for the Titans. Cortez back to Lazo, open in the corner. The 3 is too strong. And the rebound goes to Luke Soden for the 8th time. Long pass, and Kazajansky beats everybody down the floor.
This is exactly what you don't want to see happen. Now you're at a 7-point lead.
Kazajansky with 9 of his 16 in this third quarter. Maglani is going to get 2 back for the Titans.
He's very consistent. He doesn't miss too many easy shots.
He's got 11 in this third quarter. And now 23, a game high. Soden lost the ball. Last touched by Lazo, went off his right foot.
You can't just continue to match right now if you're Nashua. And when do you put the big fella back in? I'm putting him back maybe with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You need him back in there to rebound, play a little defense, a little intimidation underneath the basket.
Coach Lane going to stick with Donovan at the center spot for now.
Stay in that zone.
It's a 2-3 look for the Titans. Both teams have switched up the defensive looks. Dylan Soden is open, but the banker won't fall, and the rebound goes to Donovan. It's Cortez looking to push, make that Pena long one. No, but the tip, yes, for Donovan.
Donovan with a sneaky tip. Sneaky indeed.
He's got 4 off the bench, and the lead is down to 3 for Bedford.
Give him that offensive rebound. Inside position, right? No box out on the other side.
Down to 10 seconds. O'Connell floats it to the corner. Braga catch and shoot. 3 is short. Rebound to Maglani, and that will do it for the third quarter.
And that's okay. You know what? You didn't turn the ball over. You got a rebound, and you're only down 3.
55-52 through 3 quarters. Will Bedford hold on and stay undefeated, or does Nashua North hand the Bulldogs their first loss in 2 years? We find out next. Fourth quarter on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, there's a look at the dog pound, the Bedford students section. They're all in blue tonight. And
the Nashua section. Wait a minute. Do we have a combination over there of Nashua and Bedford?
No, that's all Bedford.
They're in blue.
In disguise. They're in blue tonight.
Wait a minute. I thought that was the Nashua section.
No, that's the Bedford fans throwing a curveball into the mix.
I'm befuddled.
Here's a steal as we begin the fourth quarter. Nashua North down by 3. And this one last touched by the Bedford defense. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance, and we've got a good one here. Bedford, after going unbeaten a year ago, rode an undefeated record all the way to the championship round where they beat Pinkerton for their first Division I basketball championship in school history. They have not lost since. In fact, the first 4 on the schedule, all W's, all in blowout fashion. Most recently Tuesday night, an 85-38 win at Londonderry. But all that is in jeopardy tonight as Nashua North has come to play. They led by as many as 7 in that first quarter. We had a tie game at halftime. And now after the free throw here from Peter Donovan, it's just a 2-point difference at 55-53.
And they ran a really good out-of-bounds play. They got a really good screen and a bounce pass for a layup, which I love. You know, my thing is you always try and score, especially if a team plays man. You're going to have a chance to score if you set screens.
Soden open in the corner. Three-pointer is in the hole.
Just a dagger. You can't leave him open. He's the one player, I think, on Bedford's team that you cannot leave open for any reason.
Meanwhile, a foul on the drive is going to keep it right here.
You can't. You can't leave the leading scorer in the state, or second maybe. You can't leave him open.
Had 16 in that first half. That's his first field goal since. He's got a team-high 19 tonight.
He hasn't even shot.
Nashua North has been led by Parth Maglani. He's got a game-high 23. 11 of those came in the third quarter. Meanwhile, this one's stolen, but Soden lands out of bounds. So the ball goes back to Nashua North.
So he never actually got it, so we can't give him a turnover yet. But that was close. Should have been a turnover.
Yeah, both teams have been bitten a bit by the turnover bug tonight.
And they were just within, 1 point, too. And then that 3 comes back, and boom, all of a sudden you're down. Or no, the 2 points, right? And now they're down 5 again.
58-53. North trying to make it a one-possession game. We've got a grab here away from the ball against Bedford center Spencer Henrishon.
Well, they bought a bump on the cut, too, knocked him off his cut. So the first cutter got bumped hard. I think they were late on the call, and then they called the second one.
And that throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into things. That's 3 team fouls in less than a minute here against Bedford.
Yeah, real quick. We're playing with 7:03. Wow.
Meanwhile, both head coaches on their feet at the top of their benches. As Cortez fires up a wild one, Bedford wants to run. Braga goes to the rim, left it short, but he follows his own miss with a layup.
Can't take those wild shots. I don't know what, Coach wants you to run some offense. Now you put the big fella back in, but you're just kind of going to the basket and chucking up, wild shots.
Maglani off the extra pass is going to cash in with a 3.
That's the guy that you want to get the ball to.
How about 26 for the junior?
He has been outstanding.
And a timely 3 there to cut the lead back down to 4. Soden wants to match, and he will.
Well, what did we just say? How did I just say you can't leave him open ever? Ever. Make
just
him drive.
His second 3 tonight. And they've both come here in this fourth quarter. Pushes his total up to 22. Lazo with a ball fake in the corner. North trying to reset. Now Cortez will attack. The runner is good. Got the friendly roll. His first deuce of the second half. He's in double figures now with 10. And the lead back to 5 at 63-58 with 2 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter.
And now Nashua has 3 timeouts left, and there's another one almost. Another one where he's open.
Rebound Maglani. Look at a power out. Crossover, lost the dribble. Braga with the steal. Now Bedford with numbers. Braga down the lane, lost it off his knee.
Off the kneecap. Oh,
they're going to say no. Last touch by the Titans.
I might call timeout right now if I'm Nashua, because you're kind of getting into this up and down thing where Bedford flourishes, I think.
You can see there, last touch by Lazo went off his right hand.
Oh, wow, that was close.
Bulldogs looking to extend their largest lead. And they'll push it up to 7 there with a jump shot from the elbow. O'Connell looking to score a little more here in this second half. He's now got 8. And again, it's a 65-58 Bulldog lead.
And now we have Rodriguez back in the game. Maybe take advantage of your big man. Throw the ball inside when he's wide open.
They look for him. He's double teamed. The ball slapped out of his hands. It'll stay with North.
You got to throw it early, right? See, that's another thing we don't do. We don't throw it early enough because we're not sure. Wait, we should shoot a 3. No, not in this case. Throw it in. Boom. Get it outside again on the double.
Here's a play off the inbound. Leads to a 14-footer, but no good. Lazo misfires. The rebound, Kazajanski. Soden, little pull-up. Off the rim 3 times. There's the tip for Kazajanski.
Good tip in. There they go. Now all of a sudden, what? They're up 9. You're going to let them get away. Can't let Bedford get away. You can't let them get a big lead like this because they just extend.
Coach Lane going to let his guys figure it out here. 3 minutes in.
I'm figuring out right now you need a timeout. 9 is too many.
Maglani lost it, then lost his footing. It's tied up by Braga, who was out of bounds.
Yeah, there's an elbow out of bounds. Good play on the floor, good defense, just lost the ball.
Yeah, Braga laying on that baseline there as he tried to tie up Maglani. So North catches a break. Coach Lane halfway onto the floor here to call the play.
Great timeout call. Right now,
call timeout.
Yeah,
You're
call
right.
timeout. They need right now they need to score on the out of bounds. Right, you're down 9. You got to score on the out of bounds. We just said multiple times, once Bedford gets a big lead, they extend their lead and they just keep going and going and going, and they just sort of pour it on at the end. They're that good, and every guy on their team can score, but you can't leave Soden open. He's got a couple threes wide open, and that's 6 of their 9-point lead right there with his 2 open shots, and he hasn't shot very many threes.
Easier said than done.
I know, right?
Against this team.
Make him go to the basket and figure out who you're supposed to guard. And don't let right now the Nashua guards are trying to do a little too much outside of the flow of the offense. Maybe pass and cut, run your offense through, and attack when you have opportunities. Don't force things. They've forced probably the last 3 out of 5 times now. They've forced shots that weren't good shots.
Bedford undefeated last year, undefeated to begin the season through 4 games this year. And, of course, those do not include the Queen City Invitational Christmas Tournament victories.
Yes, also undefeated there and with resounding defeats.
A 50-point win over Manchester Memorial in the final.
And they're still going to play each other during the regular season, and I think Memorial will come to play maybe a little bit better than that.
A little more motivated
Yeah,
as well.
I think so. When you lose by that many in front of your home crowd, your home fans.
And the Crusaders off to a good start, only 1 loss.
Oh, absolutely.
A 2-point defeat against Trinity. Meanwhile, out of the timeout, the double pump layup won't go there for Pena, who may have gotten away with a grab in the backcourt that's got the Bedford fans upset. Braga trying to get out of a crowd. And now O'Connell with a probe dribble. Coach Moreno waving his arms, looking for spacing. We hit the midway point, 4th quarter. Bedford in control, a 9-point lead on the board and possession.
But look what they're doing right now. They're taking time off the clock. They're running offense. They're not rushing to shoot. You have 3 minutes and 55 seconds left. Not trying to force it.
And there's number 5 against Rodriguez.
He's had 2 or 3 just silly fouls.
That's a tough one there. And that's going to be the end of his night. He's going to finish with 5 rebounds.
And 1
couple of blocks and 1
basket.
1 free throw.
1 point.
Never quite got into the rhythm tonight. Got hit with the 2 early fouls and has really played sporadically ever since. So a big blow here for North. It comes with just under 4 minutes remaining.
He has to be able to stay on the floor. If they want to really have a chance to win the game, you got one. You have one of the better shooters, I think, in the entire division in Maglani, who played outstanding. But you need your big man to play well just so you have a chance to win the game, and he hasn't. He hasn't played well. The foul trouble has got him. I mean, he's going to think about this if they have to play each other again in the playoffs.
Meanwhile, O'Connell finds an open Braga who's got the touch.
There's my guy. I like Braga off the bench.
How about 9 points?
That's my sixth man right there. That is my sixth man off the bench.
The lead is 11 for the first time. 3.5 to go. Cortez got the step and the layup.
That's a good move.
Good layup there. He's got 12. 4 coming since halftime.
Well, now you got to put some pressure on trying to get some steals, though. Otherwise, you're not going to be able. We can't trade baskets anymore with Bedford right now. There's no trading. Bring the ball out. Look, slow the game down. Wide open.
Braga backdoor. There's the layup. No, he missed it. Went a little too strong with it. Maglani, his 5th rebound, runs into trouble at midcourt. And now the officials look at one another. Who
There's
touched
confusion?
it last is the question. They're going to say it's Nashua North ball.
Much confusion.
See there, as Soden got a hand on it. So North down 9 as we hit 3 minutes remaining. Pena into the lane, outside. The sophomore is ready, and the high arcing 3 is in the hole. That's
And
Tristan Jones.
off
5
the
points
bench.
off the bench for the youngster. And just like that, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get turnovers on Bedford, get some steals, make sure that they make mistakes. And then you're going to have, at this point, you're going to have to hit some threes if you're going to come back, right? Because Bedford can slow the game down. They've already sort of pulled the ball out, and they're just looking to pass the ball around. And what happens defensively? Nashua breaks down underneath the basket. Boom. Braga, my guy, should have made that layup, as we well know. But now all of a sudden you're right. We got a 6-point game, and that's just that's 2 baskets now. That's 2 threes. That's nothing.
Still enough time as well, just under 3 minutes remaining. Coming up after the game, a live interview with the winning head coach. He'll join us courtside. And a look at the Friday night out-of-town scoreboard as well. We mentioned Memorial earlier. They're in a dogfight with one of your previous stops, Goffstown. So we'll get that score
Grizzlies
and many more coming up after the game.
And they've been playing well. Goffstown played well. We got to see them at some point.
So 69-63. Buckle up for the final 2:56 as Bedford looks to stay undefeated. Got a foul here in the backcourt, and that's got Coach Lane upset.
That was close. Little maybe got away with a travel before the foul. Have to take a look if they show it again. If our wizard shows it again, here it is. Check the feet. Nope. I think he just fouled him. But they're playing. They're doing what they're supposed to do, right? Full court man trying to trap.
O'Connell down the sideline. It's tipped, but Braga is there for Bedford. Here's a trap again. O'Connell is going to spin his way out and draw the whistle.
9 whistle blows there. What's that all about?
So the foul comes against the Titans. And is that number 3 or number 4?
I thought it was just 3-3. Maybe I'm wrong, but so
Well,
far we have 3-3 officially
Yep.
anyway.
Yep. So each team with 1 left to give. Soden escapes a double team and does draw the foul at midcourt.
No, that was almost a turnover. But you're going to end up in foul situations. Bedford, if they shoot free throws well at the end of the game, which they normally do, you got to know who to foul, too. And right now, all the players on the floor can shoot free throws.
Cortez gets hit with his 3rd, team's 4th. Bedoyan over to O'Connell. Bedford trying to play a bit of keep away here with 2.5 to go. Soden.
Just can't reach.
And we got a timeout from Coach Moreno.
Yeah, right now, if you got to come up with some sort, if you have wow, you know what? I'd love to see a delay offense right now, old school. An old school 3-out, 200 delay offense where you hold the ball. It'd be kind of fun to see. You don't see that anymore too often.
I think we're going to see it here over the final 2:21. As we know, no shot clock in the NHIAA.
Yeah, there should be. In this situation, you kind of want that. But you know what it does, though? It does give gives the opposing team a chance to no shot clock. But in the offensive team, if you're a good ball handling team and you're a good passing team and you don't turn the ball over very often, then you should never lose a game with a couple minutes left because of the lack of shot clock.
Either way, the emphasis becomes on execution.
It does.
For either the team with the lead or the team trailing. So
this is good ball handling.
Yes.
And crisp passes, especially the bounce pass.
All right, Bedford out of the timeout. There's a collision at midcourt, and an offensive foul is going to be called against Braga. That's got the visiting North fans on their feet.
He must have moved on the screen. Let's take a look.
As he comes to his left, he collides
He did.
with Pena.
That's a big foul. That's big. Turnover. That's a turnover.
Each team now with 4 team fouls as well. So it's a 2-possession game. North, they get what they want. They got the stop, and now they've got the ball. Got to go to work here with just over 2 minutes remaining. To the rim, you bet. That's Pena, his first basket since halftime, and it comes at the right time for Nashua North. They're back within 4.
Got to get a steal again. Now we're shooting free throws both ways, right, on the foul. Watch that off arm.
It's a 7-0 run for the Titans. And now a foul is going to be called against Nashua North.
Now Soden's got to be careful, too. He kind of stuck that arm out, right, and he didn't call it early. But you got to watch these little offensive, because guys are playing tight, right? Nashua's playing tight.
So it's a 2-shot foul, as we know. Yeah. Team foul number 5. The new rule, 5 per quarter. And it's double bonus at 5. And a rare miss here for Luke Soden.
Yeah, he's a good free throw shooter. That might be a little, when it's short, that's a little sometimes either fatigue or, a little stress, too, in the game.
He went 5 for 5 in the first half. It's his first attempt at the line since. Going to take a deep breath here. The senior is going to connect. He gets the friendly roll. 7 in this fourth quarter, 23 in the game for Soden. Little ball fake in the corner, lost it, and it's last touched by Bedford.
They're not even sure. You got to keep the ball out of the corner. Bedford's trying to double right now in the corner. They're trying to trap. Not sure why. You don't want to foul in this case.
5-point game. And the inbound will come from the corner.
Well,
which is a very tough spot to inbound, I might add. McGloney takes the short pass, trying to shake off Braga. Fadeaway 3. Side iron miss. Skying rebound for Soden. Looks to exit via the dribble. Comes into the front court. Pass for Kazajanski is tracked down on the baseline. Left it short. Follows. Stripped by Cortez and picked up by Jones. Titans have it.
Cortez,
minute 25 remaining.
On that one.
Trying to make it a 1-possession game. Cortez up top, looks for the step, goes to the rim and gets the scooper.
That's a good move. Another good move.
And with that, we have a timeout.
All right, Bedford's got to make sure they make those shots, though. At the end, those 2-footers that they normally make. Wow, this has turned out to be a fun one.
3-point game, 70-67, with a minute 15 remaining.
That's 75 long seconds right now. I think if I'm Nashua, too, we can foul. But Bedford doesn't need to trap. They just need to play good, solid defense. Get your hands up. Don't foul. Don't reach. Because every time they foul, every time they reach, it's free throws. And so don't double anything. Just play good, solid, straight-up man defense and don't foul, right? That's what you're trying not to do because everybody's shooting free throws. This new crazy rule that I'm still trying to figure out. And I'd be going to the coach. I'd be like, oh, wait a minute, don't foul. That's right, because everybody's shooting too.
A reminder, after the game, a live interview with the winning head coach. Will it be Coach Moreno or will it be Coach Lane? Bedford trying to stay undefeated, hoping to avoid their first loss since 2021. Well, Nashua North hoping to shock the state with a win here on the road tonight and improve to 5-1 overall.
Well, you almost say somebody has to lose at some point, right? But Nashua has played really well. The big man hasn't been a factor at all. The guards have been great. And then they've over-dribbled here and there and had some turnovers because they have, 14, 15 turnovers right now, which is a lot to still be in the game and be down to Bedford by only 3. I mean, that's big.
Well, they forced 11 Bulldog turnovers as well.
Absolutely, and you don't want to get beat deep here. This is where everybody goes. You're playing man. Don't get beat deep. Don't follow and get beat deep.
Bedford going to run 4 across. They go into the corner for Kazajanski. Lobs one for Soden, who tries to sneak around the defender and does with the left hand.
And what did I just say? Don't get beat deep, and they did.
Well drawn up by Coach Moreno. Well executed by the Bulldogs. They lead by 5. We hit 1 minute remaining. 2-possession game, and McGloney is fouled up top. They're going to get Braga with a reach. So that is team foul number 5 against Bedford. So 2 on the way for one of Nashua North's better free throw shooters, leading scorer Parth Maglani.
Really good shooter overall. Now, in that case, that was a good play, right? Because I just said we just don't get beat deep, right? So you always put a defender at half court. Like in football, you always have a safety. So you just have to have a safety in the back so that if somebody does get beat, and inevitably in these games like this, when this happens, somebody always gets beat deep. Always.
Maglani, meanwhile, has hit 5 straight at the line. He's 5 for 6 tonight. All his free throw attempts have come in this second half. His team is within 4, make it 3, as that one is good. 2 for 2 trip for the junior. 72-69. We're down to 57 seconds. North, they're going to throw the full court press on. Bedoyan wants to clear out. Pass at midcourt, taken in the corner by Braga. To the rim, Soden lost it, recovers on the baseline.
I hope that
and
got
now it's
tipped.
O'Connell. Backdoor, Kazajanski up and under for 2.
Good pass, good shot.
Titans have to hurry. Maglani is fouled on the catch, and that's got the Bedford crowd upset.
Berserk. He didn't think he touched him. I don't think he touched him either, though. But I think he fell down, Nick. He might have just fallen down. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the replay. He just sort of fell down.
Maybe a little bit of a bump there from Braga, but
fans are
try telling that to the Bedford fans as they are upset.
Yes, they are a little bit riled up on that last call. A little bit riled up.
34 seconds remain. 2 on the way for Maglani.
Oh,
Braga has fouled out.
My man, 6-man, Braga fouled out.
Productive night off the bench for Braga. 9 points, a couple of rebounds. It's a good plays defensively, but that is number 5 against the senior. So Maglani hears the noise, but it doesn't faze the junior.
I have him for 30. I might be wrong, but I have him for 30. I think I had a couple extra free throws. I think I might have either given him to someone else or not, but I think he has
I've got
30.
him for 29, but something tells me you might be right. That one is up and in.
I can't be sure. I get too excited and I miss
He's got
stuff.
at least 30, we'll say that. 74-71, and now a foul is going to come against Pena on the sideline.
Yeah, we got people yelling at stuff. They're not too sure what the foul is there, but blocking foul.
So 2 coming at the other end for Soden.
Now Soden's last 2, his first one was short. His second one was short, but he also got, like you said, the friendly roll.
Yep.
So let's see where he's at now, right? This time of the game with 32 seconds, no problem.
26 now for Soden.
I'm fouling anybody else but him. Anybody else.
75-71. One more. Perfect. 5-point game. Clock ticking inside of 30 seconds. Pena going to launch a 3. No good off the glass. Soden is 9th rebound. And he draws the foul at midcourt.
No, I'm not trying to. That wasn't a good shot. You
may have been a
some
bit
time.
rushed.
Yeah, you have some time. Who's your best shooter? Right? Paglani. I got him 30, 31 points. He shot really well tonight. Why don't we make something happen and we kick the ball out to him, let him get that shot? Or
I think he's got to touch the ball there.
Every time down now he's got to touch the ball. Every time.
Soden, no problem.
The guards
He's had quite a night at the line, has Soden.
How many free throws has he shot or taken? Out of curiosity.
I've got him 9 for 10.
9 for 10. Ooh.
Make it 10 of 11. 78-71. The lead is back to 7. Maglani with a leaner hits the 3.
There he is again. That's the guy who's got to get the ball every time down the floor.
Still a 4-point game, but the clock is ticking. We're down to 10 seconds. And there's a foul deep in the backcourt. Going to come against Pena.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough time left. You're going to have to get a miracle because the one guy that you can't let catch the ball in the inbounds is the guy now shooting free throws, who's the best shooter probably in the entirety of the state. Certainly
one of the best scorers.
I'll tell you what, Paglani, though, has been impressive. Miglani has been impressive tonight. Parch.
Yeah, he's gone toe-to-toe with Soden.
He has. But he needs some more help, though. He just didn't get enough big help. I mean, Roy Cortez has played well.
Going to miss that one. The door is somewhat open at 79-74, but North is just about out of time. Down to 3 seconds. Maglani is fouled on the 3-point shot attempt. It comes with 2.6 remaining.
Might have whacked him in the hand on the follow-through because he didn't get him early. So if we get the Wizard has the replay, of course he does.
Yeah, I think he got it on the release.
Maybe a whack on the hand, yeah.
Comes against Dylan Soden.
Yeah,
got the fingertips.
Yep, and that's a foul. Despite what everybody wants to believe, that's still a foul. I mean,
it's a good call. So Maglani, a chance to add to his total. Finally misses.
That one you got to make sure. Maybe at that point you call timeout and go, hey, let's never foul like that again, ever, at the end.
He had made 8 in a row until that miss. Still 2 remaining. Free throw is good.
And then there's that 3 free throws. It's tough to do, right? Tough to make 3.
79-75, 2.6 seconds remaining.
We're going to say valiant effort tonight by Nashua North.
Absolutely.
Valiant effort.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm closing the refrigerator door, but valiant effort by them.
Quick timeout by Coach Lane. 1 possession game.
So
79-76. Again, 2.6 seconds remaining.
Your pretty much only hope here is to get a steal right away. A steal
or
near the basket or an offensive foul because you get a turnover. But you're still, on an offensive foul, though, you're going to lose a second. That's going to give you 1.6 left. Somewhere around there, and the home clock is going to be more friendly. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. I hear the band. The home clock is going to be a little bit more favorable than the visiting clock would be. So you're going to lose a second on an offensive foul. So you need a steal and a quick 3, or a steal and a 2 with a foul. Something like that has to happen. Because if Bedford just gets the ball in bounds again, they foul. There's just not a lot of time left to score, I don't think. Unless it's just 2.6, unless you do a Derek Fisher 0.5 or something weird like that.
Yeah, we've seen crazier endings. This one not quite over.
Don't get beat deep, Nick. Don't get beat deep.
Bedoyan, the inbounder, runs the baseline, finds Kazajansky in the corner, and he's touched up quickly. But over a second goes off the clock. We're down now to 1.3.
Yeah, there's that 1 second we just talked about. And that was more, right? So I gave him 1 second, but again, that's the home clock. Now, did you see on this side closest to us, Soden two-hand shoved his player on the ground. Now again, the referees on this side didn't see it, but two-hand shove. Now I'm sorry, but that's a foul right away before the ball gets in bounds. And that can be devastating.
Kazajansky is going to stretch this lead now to 2 possessions.
Now that just sealed the game right there, but they really missed the two-hand shove. That was interesting that they kind of ignored that.
15 in the second half after that 2-for-2 trip, and that will do it.
Almost made another one. For goodness sake, he's got 5 threes tonight already.
81-76 is our final as Bedford. They survive a scare, but remain undefeated as they improve officially to 5-0. Nashua North, they drop their second of the campaign. Despite one of their better efforts of the season, they will now sit at 4-2. Coming up, Coach Moreno will join us live. We'll have a full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and an out-of-town scoreboard as well. So a lot to get to on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
How you doing, Coach? I'm doing all right, man. Better now. All right, we're back here in Bedford as the Bulldogs stay undefeated with an 81-76 victory. We're joined now live by Coach Moreno. Congratulations.
Great to see you again. Thank you. Hey, Justin,
Congratulations.
thank
Good game.
Coach, you just passed the test. That was your closest game of the season. Nashua North, it seemed like from the get-go they weren't intimidated. They came with energy and in a lot of ways took the fight to your club. You seemed to rebound at halftime and sneaked it out, so to speak, down the stretch. Your thoughts on what we saw tonight?
Yeah, you described it exactly right. I mean, we knew what we were getting into coming into the game. Steve is one of the coaches that I respect more than anyone, and I knew that they weren't going to lay down. They were going to run, and we were going to run, and it was going to see, what happened at the end. Good test for us. It gives us a little bit of confidence. We had a couple of lopsided games here and there. We had to come from behind with Wyndham, but we knew this one, they're a top 3 team, so we really wanted to see if we could prove ourselves tonight, and fortunately we came out on top.
Yeah. Executed well down the stretch. You kept the team at arm's length. How much of that experience you think will factor in down the line?
Oh, huge, absolutely. We've been in a bunch of different scenarios now. We've been in games that we weren't shooting well. We've been in games that we were shooting well. We've been in run games. We've been in slow games. So this is another one that we can fall back on and take a look at and see, how it can help us down the line.
How did you prepare for them? Did you anticipate their, I'm sure you knew McGloney could shoot the ball really well.
Yep.
And their guards seemed to, they were kind of up and down. Did you anticipate the way they attacked on offense?
Not as much on offense, Justin, but we saw them on defensively. They run that run and jump, a lot, which they did in the second half. So we prepared for that a lot. I didn't think that Steve was going to throw so much 2-3 at us. That caught me by surprise a little bit. Slowed the game down, actually, which isn't that style for North. They're usually up and down really quick. So that caught us by surprise a little bit. But yeah, their guards got downhill, but we were really, really focused on Parth and keeping his shots to a minimum in the second half.
And I was really pleased, too, the way you guys, at the end of the game, you tried to slow the game down, and I think you called timeout because guys kind of were, weren't too sure what to do.
Yeah, they were getting a little lackadaisical, and, they were just, hoping for a foul call. So, we called that timeout and said, okay, guys, get back to what we're doing well. Let's get downhill a little bit, just run our stuff and, just protect the ball.
Okay. I was going to ask if that's something you might practice at the end, like a sort of almost like an old school delay game.
Like
when
a
you have a couple
Carolina four corners,
just
something like
pass
that.
And cut and get layup, because you had some wide open layups on the backside because of the way you played like that.
We did, yeah. It's something that we could definitely consider, but, you can't practice against a team. You can't prepare for a team like that in practice because they've just got so much speed. So, even if you did practice it all the time, you're not going to be able to replicate what they can do.
That was a good win for you guys.
Yeah, it was a huge win for us. Thank you.
Coach, you got Exeter coming up next week on the road. Take us through the weekend, and how do you prepare for the Blue Hawks?
Yeah, Jeff runs a lot of great stuff. We saw them in the Christmas tournament. We did pretty well against them. But, we did the same thing happen last year, and we were in a dogfight here at home. So going to their place, he runs a lot of flex. He runs a lot of sets. And their team is really disciplined and they execute well, really well. But they're not as fast as these guys. So we can hope that we can, keep the up-tempo pace that we've been doing and see what happens.
Gutsy win tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Always appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much.
Frank Moreno has got the Bulldogs still undefeated after an 81-76 victory over Nashua North.
A hard-fought win, and I kind of came into this thinking that maybe Nashua wouldn't come to play quite like that. To be honest, their last loss, I thought about it. We had seen them play a couple times. The big man wasn't quite as active as I thought he would be. And that loss I thought Bedford coming off that huge Christmas tournament victory might have been a bigger win than I thought. Yeah, a bigger deficit than I thought. But I was really impressed by the way the Titans played. They played hard. They didn't quit. They got down, 9, I think, was the biggest lead at some point, right?
11 at one point.
11 at one point, and they came back and they made it a game. Just a couple little mistakes at the end, but that's a team I think that, as they move along in the season, I think they're going to get better. I think you're going to find a way to incorporate your big fella, who hopefully won't get in foul trouble that much going forward, because they're scared. But Bedford is still, when we see them play Pinkerton, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm kind of looking forward to that game.
That comes your way about a month or so from now.
That's going to be the one where I go, okay, where are these two teams that we've seen? Pinkerton wants to run with the big fella. They want to run. And Bedford, of course, wants to run. So you're going to put them in that running game that they've been doing it longer than Pinkerton has. I want to see how that turns out. But this was a really fun game to come back to. Some
final numbers for you, of course, unofficial. Parth McGloney, I had him for 35. You had him for 36.
Yeah, but I'm very unofficial. You're better. I'm just more unofficial.
Either way, that's quite a showing.
It was. He was good
for the junior. He was outstanding tonight. 12 of those came in the first half. Had help from Alizi Roy Cortez, who finished with 14, and Jaden Pena able to chip in with 8 for Bedford. Luke Soden somehow, some way gets his 30. Man. 30 even tonight.
Quiet.
Despite not scoring at all in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a quiet 30.
Still ends up with 30. And his running mate, senior Austin Kazajanski, unofficially 22 points to go along with 6 rebounds.
Once he got going, he didn't. In the first quarter, he was not involved.
He was scoreless in the first quarter.
He was sort of not involved in the game. Once he had the dunk and then he hit the 3, the entirety of his game changed, and he became a huge contributor. He got more in the game. Sometimes if you're not involved early, you just sort of fizzle out a little bit. So it takes 1 play, 2 plays, and for him, back-to-back dunk 3 just turned his game around. I didn't know he had 22 because I know you usually do that side better than I do. But they overall team effort. Braga came in, got 9. He's my favorite 6-man player of the year so far. He's my 6-man player. I just like him. But they get good contributions from everybody. O'Connell's very consistent, and they have just too many guys that can score.
They're good
and they're smart.
Yep.
The kids themselves are really smart players, and really they don't want to lose.
Yeah, haven't lost now.
No, they hate to lose.
Close to a year and a half.
God, it's a long time.
After going unbeaten last year, and they're perfect out of the gate again this season. Some other scores from tonight in Division I. Wyndham gets a victory. 55-40, a final over Winnacunnet. Spalding in the winner's circle, 58-52 over Concord. And at last look, it was a 2-point game between Goffstown and Memorial. Low-scoring affair at halftime with the Grizzlies holding a 2-point edge. In some of the lower divisions, Conant, they squeak one out, 37-36 over Mascoma. St. Thomas with a blowout victory over Belmont, 68-35.
How do our West guys do? How did your West and my West?
My West undefeated West Blue Knights.
Yes, absolutely.
Going to have to hold on until tomorrow to get that score. Final thoughts here tonight, Justin, on what was an 81-76 Bedford win.
Again, just a much better game, a closer game than I thought there would be. I saw a team that came as the visitor without any fear at all. And if you can show no fear in a place like this where a team hasn't lost, like you said, in a year and a half, you have a really good chance to win that game, to steal one. And that's what they were looking to do, is steal a game. Because Bedford really hasn't had a challenge yet. So when you have a team that hasn't had a challenge, can get lackadaisical, like Coach Moreno said toward the end, little lackadaisical at the end, you can steal one. So they got really close, but championship teams hold on and win those kinds of games.
They find ways to win.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yep, and that's what we saw here tonight. 81-76 is our final. Coming up next week, we're right back on the trail Tuesday night. 2 broadcasts coming your way. Check out our channel, FNLNH Media, on YouTube for more details there. Subscribe. Hit the
button.
And follow us on Instagram as well for more scheduling information. We're on Instagram at FNLNH Media. I want to thank Corey Parker and his staff here at Bedford. Always a pleasure to work with. Appreciate Coach P, as they call him, going out of his way to give us the red carpet. And look forward to more in the future. I want to thank our friends across the way, Bill Jennings and the rest of the BCTV crew. Always fun to see those guys. And, of course, for our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
We have the best.
Which includes the dual videographers, John Barron and Kat Doyle, doing a bang-up job, as always. The whole thing orchestrated by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals.
He was big tonight, by the way.
Back in the Beals Insurance Studios. He was busy tonight, for sure.
Goodness.
And, of course, the whole thing overseen by the big man in the big chair down in the Sunshine State, Steve Beals. He will be returning up here to the Shire later this month.
Oh, so he's not going to be here for the apocalyptic storm we're going to have on Sunday night?
No, he won't.
He'll be tanning.
He'll be enjoying himself. Well,
margarita and tanning.
We'll be shoveling snow for sure.
Boy.
All right, folks, that just about does it for us. Final score, final time, Bedford 81, Nashua North 76. For Justin Gorham, I'm Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Bedford, a 5-point win to stay undefeated. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.